Welcome to my channel once again. This is AJ Crypto. If this is your first time of reaching my channel, please hit the subscribe button, like the video, and allow others to see this video. So today, what am I talking about? I'll be talking about two decentralized applications on blockchain, Bitcoin and Pi network. The question now is, what is Bitcoin? So I will be discussing Bitcoin first before Pi network. Why? The reason is not far-fetched. I'm gonna be talking about Bitcoin first is because Bitcoin happens to be the genesis of cryptocurrency. Yes. So now let's dive in. What is Bitcoin? This issue we are treating, more especially, please, if you are a beginner in cryptocurrency, make sure you listen so carefully and understand what cryptocurrency is all about, and make sure you share the video as I said earlier. So Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency that allows peer-to-peer transaction without the need for an intermediary. Let me explain. Bitcoin is decentralized, meaning that it is not centered, it is not centralized, it's not being controlled by anybody, but rather it is a peer-to-peer system whereby I can make transaction from one person to another without an intermediary. That is what it is all about. And we say without an intermediary means that we are talking about without bank. That means I can send a BTC to you without an intermediary. So this is what BTC or Bitcoin is all about. This question is, how does Bitcoin, or who created Bitcoin? Bitcoin was created in the year 2009 by an anonymous creator. Yes, when we say anonymous, because he is not known, nobody knows him. It could be a group of persons or one person that created Bitcoin, and he called himself Satoshi Nakamoto. This thing, remember the date, in 2009. For beginners who are new into the crypto space, you must understand this for you to be well acquainted with digital currency. So it was created in 2009 by an anonymous creator. Yeah. The next question is, how does Bitcoin operate? How does it operate? Okay, Bitcoin operates, or the transactions of Bitcoin, since it's a digital currency, the transactions in Bitcoin are recorded, and in fact they are recorded in a public ledger, called what? Blockchain. So this blockchain makes sure that every transaction that goes on it are secured, transparent, and immutable. Yes, and immutable. That means you cannot change any transaction. It's impossible for you to change it. And for you to change any recorded transaction in blockchain or in Bitcoin, that means you must have what we call 51% computational power to be able 51% computational power for you to be able to break that record, so that you can own in fact you can change any transaction. But as it is, nobody owns such computational power, and that makes Bitcoin more secured. And more to it, Bitcoin transactions are not private. Yes, they are not private. The transactions are not private, just like what we see in the banks. It is open source, meaning that anyone in the blockchain space can trace whoever sends a transaction. That is how Bitcoin network works. Unlike the banks we have today, it is impossible for us to actually verify the transactions that are going on in their blockchain or in their records. We cannot actually ascertain how their network works, but in the Bitcoin network, it is possible that everyone can actually trace what is happening, who sends the transaction, the time, and how much was sent. That makes Bitcoin, and that is the reason we must learn to understand how blockchain and this industry actually functions. You might ask, since we say the Bitcoin or Bitcoin transactions operates on blockchain, the question now is, what is blockchain? What is this blockchain? Okay, on a separate note, we'll be discussing, in fact, particularly about Bitcoin. So in my next video, I'll be talking specifically about blockchain. But let me give you a tip on the iceberg. Blockchain is the highest technology. Let me just give you an overview. The highest technology that man have ever find out. Yes, the highest technology. Let me put it that way. Yeah, so when we are going to talk about blockchain technology in my next video, you will get the full fact about blockchain technology. But as of now, let us go on about the features about Bitcoin. Number one feature is decentralization. So the features of Bitcoin, number one is decentralization. This means no one controls it. Yes, it is not in the hand of anybody. It is decentralized, meaning that anywhere you are in the world, in as much as you can access internet, yes, you can actually have access to it. The next thing is limited supply. The next factor about Bitcoin is its limited supply. Unlike fiat currency, when we talk about fiat, we talk about government issued currencies. Currencies of any country. We talk about Chekwa, Naira, Dollar, Pounds, and all the rest of them. These are government issued currencies. And those currencies do not have limited supply. They continue to print and print and print and print. And little wonder we have a whole lot of inflation in the country, or so many countries, as a result of so much printing of these currencies. As a result of so much printing, those currencies continue to dwindle. The purchasing power of those currencies begin to go down as a result of too much printing. Yes, and the harm that it causes upon the earth as a result, because they cut down trees in order to make sure that they produce the papers and all the rest of them, the ink they use in producing these currencies, and the security they put in those, using police and all the rest of them to make sure they protect this money. And at the end of the day, they also burn the ones that have stained, and this causes a whole lot of inflation. And each time they continue to print new money, the one in circulation continue to go down. The purchasing power of those ones in this thing continue to go down, and that is the reason Bitcoin has a limited supply. And the question is, what is the maximum supply of Bitcoin? Bitcoin has only 21 million pieces. Bitcoin has only 21 million pieces in circulation. That is, the amount that will ever exist is 21 million pieces. Just imagine 21 million items that will be consumed by about 8 billion persons. What do you think will happen to the price? This is why demand and supply works in that way. So as a beginner in cryptocurrency, as a beginner in Bitcoin, or who is actually hearing about Bitcoin, it is pertinent that you understand the nitty-gritty, the things that actually happen, the things that lay down, the rules that lay down, how it actually started from Genesis to its other applications. And another factor that's about BTC or Bitcoin is the mining. Bitcoin is being created or created as a result of mining. Yes, through mining, where powerful computers solve big mathematical problems. So mining is one of the methods by which Bitcoin is being brought into space. So for you to mine Bitcoin, you must have a powerful supercomputers. They consume high energies. And as I told you earlier, that I will be talking about two blockchain. Number one is what? Bitcoin, and number two is what? Pi network. So we are going to see the difference between these two networks, the Bitcoin network and the Pi network. So as I'm actually talking about the BTC network, how it actually works. We are going to talk about the Pi network, how it actually operates. Today, the price of Bitcoin has actually skyrocketed. In 2009 to 2010, it was sold at the price of 0.00009. That is 3 zeros in front before 9. That was the price. But as I'm speaking to you now, it's $95,000 as of today. We are going to talk about this network is the security on the system. The transactions are secured by a method called cryptography. Yes, and it cannot be altered. So every transaction that goes on in Bitcoin network is highly secured, that cannot be altered. That's what makes it different from banks, from currencies that we use today. So at this juncture, I know that you that is viewing me right now, as a beginner, you have come to understand what Bitcoin is all about. You can rewatch this video, share this video, and make it go viral. So at this juncture, we will be talking about the Pi network, how Pi network is different from Bitcoin and the relationship between them. Welcome once again. Now we'll be talking about Pi network. What is Pi network? How did it actually come about? Why was it created? Yes. Okay. Pi network started in the year 2019 by Stanford graduates or PhD known as Nicholas and the wife. They actually started Pi network. Pi network is also a decentralized digital currency that operates in the blockchain, the same thing as of BTC. So since 2019, they started constructing this system as a peer-to-peer system like BTC. Now, what differs or makes it different from Bitcoin is that Pi network has maximum supply of 100 billion, while BTC have 21 million units of BTC. Now, Pi network can only be mined in where? In your phone. It does not consume your battery. It does not affect your battery. That it is in the cloud. But BTC, you can mine with what? Supercomputers. And Pi network is a Web3 application. Yes, it's a Web3 application that is a social network that through referring others and inviting people to come into the network can be strong. Yes, Pi network was not sold, did not do pre-sale or ICO. Pi network is given free, that power can be given to individuals, to an unbanked people. So that's why I'm so crazy about Pi network. I started Pi network in 2019 when it was actually launched, and it got its open mainnet in February 20th, 2025. So now that Bitcoin is about $95,000 and Pi network today is $1 something cent. What do you think about Pi network? As I said earlier, there is no difference between Pi network and Bitcoin. The only difference is that this one can be mined in your mobile phone, while the other one can be mined in a supercomputer, and it consumes a whole lot of energy. But this one is more advantageous, that you can only mine it through your phone. And there was nothing like ICO or initial coin offering or pre-sale that was done in Pi network. It was only given free to everyone who has smartphone. Now, another thing that makes Pi network different from every other cryptocurrency is this: the introduction of what? KYC. Yes, there was KYC, know your customer. Before you can have anything to do with in Pi network, you must KYC it, so that we eliminate the issue of fraud and what? But the most beautiful aspect of Pi Network is the introduction of what? The PYC. What is PYC? PYC is popularly known as Know Your What? Business. Meaning that for you to have any business to do with Pi Network, you must do your KYB. KYB means know your customer. Sorry for that mistake. Yes, KYB means know your customer. Meaning that for you to have anything to do with Pi Network, you must, as a business entity, as a conglomerate, you must do KYB. And little wonder, before any exchange can list Pi Network, they must pass through the process of what? Undergo the process of what? KYB. Yes, that's why I'm so much interested. Today I cannot buy Bitcoin, 1 Bitcoin. But today, do I own Pi coin? Yes, I own at least 500 Pi Network token. And I believe that as time goes on, Pi Network will grow in price, in as much as Ethereum and every other cryptocurrencies actually grew in the system. Why won't Pi Network grow? So kudos to all those who mine Pi Network. So I know through this video I've been able to discuss what Bitcoin is all about. It's a decentralized digital currency. I've also talked about how it actually came through Satoshi Nakamoto and the maximum supply, which is 21 million, and it undergoes what we call the process of mining for you to bring it into existence. I've also talked about Pi Network, the same thing, but what differs them is through their mining mechanism. This one is mined through supercomputer, while this one is mined through what? Mobile technology, your smartphone. So if you cannot actually buy Bitcoin, you can as well buy Pi Network, because I know Pi Network today, that is $1.60, we grew to something powerful. Thank you. I will see you in another video where I will be discussing what blockchain technology is all about, how we can actually benefit from blockchain, and things we know about blockchain. So stay put and subscribe to my channel, watch the video, send it to as many persons as possible, so that many persons will understand what Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is all about. So Bitcoin happens to be the genesis of every transaction that is being recorded in the blockchain. So Bitcoin happens to be the first application of blockchain technology. Thank you. Subscribe to my channel, watch my video, send it to as many persons as possible. Please like it. Thank you very much. See you again.